All right guys, Tyler down here at Emerald City Guitars with my pick of the day, which I'm very excited about, a 1937 Gibson Super 400. Now before we start to talk specifically about this guitar, I think it's important that we know a little bit about the historical context. So in 1937, towards the end of the Depression, but still very much in it, it was a different time. But not only culturally, also in the landscape of music. We see a very different role that guitars played back then. Charlie Christian's popularity is still a couple years in the future, so the guitar is still very much a rhythmic instrument. Back then, when big bands would play live, they would play into one microphone. In order for the guitar to be heard at all, even as a rhythm instrument, it had to be extremely percussive and cut through the mix like a laser. You had to get over a horn section, a reed section, drums going on, just a ton of noise. And in order to do that, Gibson designed this archtop guitar. An 18-inch lower bout was not really heard of at that point. It's released in 1934, so at the absolute height of the Depression, at a price of $400, which if it seems obscene, it's because it is. The next most expensive model in the Gibson catalog was the L5, which is around $300. So not only was this the top of the line, it was such by far. It very directly influenced guys like Elmer Stromberg, like John D'Angelico, and through those two directly have influenced every archtop guitar that's been made in the last 80 years. So the Super 400, right here we have a solid spruce carved top. The back, sides, and neck are all flamed maple. The sides have really nice figure, but this back is absolutely the most gorgeous piece of quilted maple that I've ever seen on a vintage instrument. Go up here to the neck, we have our cool split block inlays, very fancy. On this extremely dark ebony fretboard, it is just jet black, not a sign of any grain anywhere. We do have a couple repaired top cracks on this instrument, one right along the edge of the finger rest here and then one back under the tailpiece, but they're really, really professionally done, solid as a rock, they're not going anywhere. We do have replaced tuners on this instrument. We have an older set of Grover Imperials in the matching gold, very cool, it's a pretty common modification. Also, the neck has been oversprayed at some point. It looks pretty old, but it was well done. You can still see a lot of the flame, the original. So we have original frets, original nut. This tailpiece is a Super 400 tailpiece, but it is a little bit later, so it was put on there after the fact. Literally every edge of this instrument is bound with at least triple binding. I mean, this top is bound with a 7-ply binding, headstock's 5-ply. I mean, even the F-holes have this 3-ply binding on it. Just an incredible amount of work went into making this guitar, and it is just the coolest thing on the planet, in my opinion. So on that note, let's see how it sounds. All right guys, my pick of the day, 1937 Gibson Super 400. If you like these videos, subscribe, we do them every day. We'll see you soon.